going to continue to stand with the people.
The champ is here.
I will not lose.
I'm a bad man. I shook up the world.
Yes, welcome. You could be anywhere in the world, but you were here with me. My name is EJ, and I got my man,
MH.
Yes, he is the DP of the show. And we're Black and Sports, giving a voice to the culture that won't shut up and dribble. And today, man, we're bringing you back inside the locker room, man, and we're talking about topics in and around the game. So, with that being said, man, I don't know if, what he said, I don't know if I want to dance, clap, feel like breakdancing, right? But we got awarded, and
Hey, Julio.
So I hope you guys know that reference, man. So just like Eddie Murphy was coming back to America, the Super Bowl and the NFL is coming back to Las Vegas, man. That was just awarded a few days ago, and we had tales and inferences that this was going to happen, but we didn't know this soon, man. So I mean, I wouldn't say were you surprised, right, man? Because we know this was going to come about, but what's your initial thoughts, man? We got the Super Bowl coming back to Las Vegas.
No, I think it's really exciting for the city. I think there was a lasting impact. And I'm going to be in trouble with the Super Bowl previously. I can't think of the number right now. It's on my head. Put me on the spot. But the Super Bowl that was previously here in Vegas was really impactful, and not just the game and the activities around the stadium, but the week long of activities and community work in Las Vegas. Being a member or a citizen here of the city, I do know the impact there, and it was a fun time. So, and what I know, the NFL had a great time as well. So, it only makes sense to be back in Las Vegas for another hoorah. So I thought I was excited. It was exciting. Ultimately, it's an exciting opportunity to host the Super Bowl in the city. What's your thoughts?
No, it's definitely exciting, right? And I think you hit all the marks again, as a professional you are, for what it did for the city, right? And the destination. I know like the media and things want to point like our tourism is down right now, but we got to load up for them. It's just like back to my sales days about filling your pipeline, getting the funnel filled. And we'll probably jump into a little bit of that later. But no, it's just great for the destination. And I think it's also great for the people to get to enjoy the game, right? When you go to other towns, there's just some things that are a little bit harder to deal with and do. And I just think we have a city that's really here for hosting. I mean, that's what we kind of, our bread and butter is being hospitality focused and, putting these major events together. So coming back to the city, man, it's great. It was a good surprise to hear it sooner than later. So we're going to have the Super Bowl in 2029, and then in the sports lexicon, that's like tomorrow, right?
That's next week.
When you talk about the grand scale of planning, the different host committees, so it's going to be good to see how that's elected, if they're going to have same people or some other people they bring in, for the host committees, because the city has grown since we've had the last one. So, so really excited to see Super Bowl 63 coming to town, man. So mark your calendars. And so start putting your reservations and your plans and itinerary together. And hopefully your team is the one that will be playing in one of the best rated venues in sports.
Now, did they have two things really? One, just follow up. I echo what you're saying, but one thing that I think the Super Bowl does to cities, and not that Vegas needs any legitimizing or anything of that nature, but there was always a misconception about Las Vegas as a, let's call it, a legitimate city. But the Super Bowl and the NFL just doesn't go to illegitimate areas. So for it to come back is even more of a testament to the city that Las Vegas is, the infrastructure.
Absolutely. And then you talked about the community, right? That's the stuff. I believe we did a show, we're up in episodes, so to keep track of everything we talk about, but just to bring it up, the community aspect of it, right? What the local organizations from the football perspective, but other organizations have things where they pair with the NFL. I mean, all the way down to the greenery, right? Like they're planting trees, they're doing different things for the different kind of communities, where they're handing out grants, workforce diversity, right? Like they have that whole getting all kinds of people and vendors involved. So for the city in a whole, man, it's an amazing thing, and we're blessed and honored to kind of continue to have those things.
For sure.
Now, what's dope is, now we can get our brag going a little bit, like the fact that we're already announced for number 2. You know what I mean? So one of the things I was like, who had the most Super Bowls, and like what that order, what cities make sense. And so I hit our new friend, Chat GPT.
Okay.
And Google, but just kind of like
our co-pilot, one of the cousins.
Hey, maybe even Gemini. But no, so I jumped on that, right? Just because it's like, man, like 2 in the short time, since we had our last Super Bowl. So the top one is you know what? Can you tell me which city you think has had the most Super Bowls? And I'll give you a little guess. You can pick one, and you have 2 to choose from. First thing that comes to your head.
I think I could pick one. I have 2 to choose from.
Yeah, because they both share the most Super Bowls with 11.
Oh, okay. I got you. My first thought would be New Orleans.
Bing, 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 bing. That boy's smart. That boy good.
That's one of the ones.
Yep. So that's one of the ones.
Who got else as much as New Orleans?
Miami.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense too. Then.
Right, and as soon as you say, you're like, oh yeah,
okay, yeah.
One of the originals, one of the OGs in the family. So yeah, so Miami and New Orleans are the 2 that have held the most with 11, and definitely, when you think about a hospitality, a warm weather city, those both kind of compete with that when you're thinking about a destination that can handle grand events.
Right.
All the time. You heard this thing called Mardi Gras that happened.
Right.
So it's interesting that those are the top 2. But then I was like, okay, who was next? And then you have LA and Tampa came in. So LA was next with 8. But I don't know, is that kind of cheating? Because where they had it, like when you have it in the where does USC play? The Coliseum, right? And then,
okay, I got you.
And then it's like, well, that's kind of cheating. Historical, you had it there, and then you have it at SoFi, right?
But does the Rose Bowl doesn't count in that?
Yeah, the Rose Bowl count. So
okay, well then, yeah, okay. Well, then,
like,
yeah.
All right,
you got a little bit of asterisk, yeah.
Right. That's a bubble champ, as people like.
Yeah, bubble champ.
Tampa came in, and then like all the rest of the ones. So like Philly, San Diego, Atlanta, Houston. Those were all like in that kind of grouping where they were all the same with like 3. I think one of them had 4, but like most of those were like 3. So I was like, okay, so if that's like middle or bottom, let's say it bronze, silver, and gold, we already get in the bronze conversation.
Yeah.
Now, with that being said, right, when you kind of look at how fast and lucky or however you want to look at that we're getting it. Wanted to pose this question in your thoughts. So we believe, and it's the moniker that LVCVA and others just like in this sports and entertainment ecosystem, we're really calling ourselves the sports entertainment capital of the world, right? Just for the things we do. And after I ask you this question, let's just run down some of the things that we do. But do you think this makes us a top tier sports city now? Like when you think about
the repeat of the Super Bowl.
I mean, starting with that. I mean, we can get into the other things, but does that make us a top tier when you think about, because most people say New York, right? New York, LA.
Yeah.
I would put Texas in there, when you're thinking about, top tier sports series, right? Cities.
Yeah, as far as cities, man, I guess you have to have the Super Bowl kind of in your hat to say you're one of those when it comes to sports, particularly particularly in the United States or North America, wherever, however you want to call it.
Yep.
So going back there, yeah, I think that legitimizes it. But and we can run off some of the things that Vegas has. But Vegas has anything from F1 to National Rugby League to the world-class boxing and UFC kind of combat sports to you name it, right? It's happening. It's happening in this city. So
and that's like some of the ancillary. We are home, right, of boxing still and UFC, but then we do have the Raiders, the Aces. I'm just talking about current teams is here. We have a Division One, program here with the collegiate sports thing. So, I think all those things add to the conversation, right? Like make you
for sure.
Only thing I think the haters gonna hate would be the time span, right? Like the historical, the generational thing, right? Which is, we can't help it, but like, is that enough to kind of like knock it?
Yeah, but if you say just sport in general, I mean, I used to work for USA Racquetball. They did annual, kind of racquetball classics here in Vegas, like repeatedly. And let's talk about bowling. Let's talk about bull riding, or where. Like, we're not just talking about the 3 major sports or 4 major sports that everybody talks about. If we're just talking about sport in general, yeah, I don't know if there's a city that necessarily compares to Vegas.
I like it,
quite honestly.
And I'm on the same. I was just definitely playing devil's advocate, right? And then, the other thing we would get to is just kind of like what the calendar looks like in the next 3 to 4
years. Exciting, but sheesh.
Yeah, that part, right? So when we joked earlier saying like the Super Bowl will be here like next week when you're talking about planning big scale events, we were maybe one of the quickest to get the WWE WrestleMania back, right? Like they're
back-to-back years.
Back to back.
Yeah, I don't think that's ever happened in WWE's history.
And that's like in a couple months. So, April is just coming out
next week. I mean, yeah.
So just and then it's a same kind of pattern, right? Like the business and the economic impact that it does bring to the city, and WWE and just the WrestleMania, they do just as comparable. People don't understand, like as the Super Bowl in some cases, when you talk about their community outreach, right? Like they're here a week long, doing like several events, and then to put on a show like that multiple nights,
2 days,
so
2 nights.
So 2 nights of bringing a high impact entertainment, man, and filling a stadium is just insane.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, just in the coming days or years, right? What's first?
CFB.
Yeah.
Yeah. College football playoffs, the national championship game.
That's crazy. So this football season,
this football season,
we'll be watching, knowing that the final destination is going to be here in Las Vegas in Allegiant Stadium, the beautiful Allegiant Stadium.
Yeah. Coach Prime will be there.
Hey, let's get it. I'm all about that. He needs a comeback, man.
Yeah.
No, man, just that award in itself to see, because we got a chance. I mean, even though my Hurricanes were defeated, but I'm going to embrace, because he potentially may be our new quarterback. So it's a win-win situation. But no, just excited to see that come to town and what that's going to be like, what that's going to bring. I just want a great team, great matchup, and those fans to fuel the city, because it's a little different, right? Like the college fandom runs a little deeper.
Yeah. Even just the sounds of the game are a little different. So yeah, I'm very excited about that.
And then it's like, okay, we get the CFP right at the beginning of the year, and then we're going to be, riding off of the high of the sports season and everything that we have going on, right? Because what would still be happening around that time? I'm trying to think, we have the normal things that go on here in our city, right? All of the leagues and the teams that we play. Yeah. And then we get ready to potentially have 2 other teams come into the destination, because you're talking in 28, you'll have basketball hopefully, and then the A's will be here, so we'll have Major League Baseball. So not only do we have one team coming, we have two sports franchises potentially starting in 28.
Wow.
So,
Wow.
so get ready, right? Get ready,
Yeah.
and then then it leads us ultimately to 29, where the Super Bowl will be here. So, and that's just what we have on the slate now, right? Like, our people are still working, still
Yeah.
putting proposals, still doing amazing things, and annually we have F1 coming in. Annually we have what the A's are doing and hoping continue championship. The Raiders, getting to that kind of championship kind of foray. The Golden Knights, with their change up. So just exciting times, man, and it's just going to be excited to see how that goes. And I think from an intimate side, where they gonna get all these people to do this work, man?
Bruh. Bruh. At that point, I might be aged out of the physical part. So what we gonna do? Mayan, Mayan, my daughter, she might be old enough to get the event staff cracking.
There it is. Get some kind of resumes and things popping. But that's the thing, that we don't see. I mean, even for a Super Bowl, right? Like, I remember, early on in my sports, journey, attempting to get was experience and stuff like that and get acclimated. I volunteered for a Super Bowl. I remember volunteering for the one they had in Detroit. Cold ass.
Oh, I would imagine.
Hell. But so you're up there, and of course the Steelers won. Is that? Oh, yeah, interesting.
Ironic. That was the one that you volunteered for.
But yeah, so volunteer for that, man, and I just think that even that's an experience for people to be a part of and get the gear and the swag. But like, it's going to be a lot of people. A lot of people might as well just put stock up and find an Airbnb or something in town.
Oh, for sure. And I have to, without having, I guess you can go to the Mob Museum and find out more, but I'll have to imagine like this was pretty similar to the boom of Vegas, let's call it, in yesteryear, of just things that are happening here in this desert. And it's, Vegas is such an interesting place, when you fly in from somewhere, because you don't see anything on the plane and all of a sudden it's just lights just light up when you get near the city, near landing. So I just have to wonder, like, was this kind of the boom back in yesteryear?
I think it is, and I think it's also part of Vegas is always or does a great job reinventing itself, or just having that fresh outfit, right? Like, like we get ready for every new school season, right? Like, I'm gonna kill them with this. We always do something to good isn't good enough. We always are doing 5-star, 5 diamond, or whatever the rankings and measurements are. And I just think this is just one other way to do it, because it's like, not only when we get these things, right? So we got the draft, we've had, we have F1, all these things. And they're like, okay, we're coming to Vegas. We got that hurdle done, right? And F1, we're not going to build a track. We could build a track. It probably was the best thing to do, is to build a track, because there's plenty of places we could. But no, we're going to race down the Las Vegas Strip, because nowhere else has that iconic look that we're going to do that. That's what we're going to do. So every time I think when we get these things like the draft that we wanted to have, but this thing called COVID happened, but having the boats bring the draft people, bring the draftees over the Bellagio River, you know what I mean? So all the things when it comes to Vegas, it looks like we work to step our game up.
And to your point of reinventing itself, I remember driving down during COVID, the Strip, and just seeing it completely. It was kind of scary, honestly, right? Not even from like a business standpoint, just kind of real eerie. Just like, I've never seen this area like this. And to fast forward, I mean, not even a decade later, but in a decade, have the second Super Bowl in the city, I think is a testament to, like you said, the resilience of the city in general and reinventing itself.
Yeah. So from a gambling destination, which was one of the the sins that the sporting community put against us, right?
Yeah.
Like where we couldn't really get professional sports, or they were using that as a linchpin. And now that sports betting, I should say, and gaming, right? There's gamification around it as well, to where it's done all over the world, man. I'm glad that we now get to enter and show that that's not really something that should have held us back. So we still have gambling. I think that's one of the reason why March Madness is still a big, where it's still a big destination here. So
Sure.
it's good to see the casinos fill up. But yeah, that entertainment component and now that sports component is just really excited to add. And I'm excited for the announcement that we had. Now I'm just looking forward to seeing all the different things and the drips of what they're going to do, how we're going to improve, because we had it once and did a great job. It was a great game. It went down to the wire. And just to kind of see what the NFL and then our host committee is going to do, this year.
Yeah. I mean, from Usher parlaying his residency to that, and to underground Tesla things, and shoot, maybe the two will be up and running. What's that thing that they always been talking about that connects from LA to Vegas?
Bullet train will be
the
ready.
bullet.
Hey, we're gonna have everything ready. Like everything's gonna get put on a rush mode to get the bullet train. We got the tube or the loop or whatever we're calling that going. We got Waymo and Zumo and every autonomous.
What's the car, the driverless ones? I saw somebody the other day. Is it called like Zook, or what's the thing called?
We got both Zook and Waymo. We got them both. So
I saw somebody doing this yesterday. Crosswalk. I said, bro, ain't nobody listening to you. You mind doing this to that man ain't listening to you. Ain't nobody in there listening
to an autonomous car. Well, hey, listen, that's the great thing about Vegas, because you will still have that. Whether you're on Fremont Street or you're on the Strip, you will still have the what should we call it? The special people of our city.
Ain't nobody listening to you, man.
Ain't nobody paying attention. Man. All right, man. You got anything? Anything else for the people? Because I know once we get closer, man, we'll talk about who the halftime, because that stuff is always time specific, right? Like you said, Usher worked his way into being the one that was getting his. Kendrick had a hot, time, and it just depends on what they're going to do to bring that together. So that's going to be exciting, and it's just all the things that we have coming up. So dope stuff, man.
Interested in the color scheme if it hasn't been officially announced as a color scheme. There's always that
correlation.
Correlation of the teams or whatever the case may be. So that, and then is it this upcoming Super Bowl that is going to be after President's Day or before President's Day, the weekend of?
One that stretched out or whatever. So it'll be President's Day.
A long weekend in Vegas, Super Bowl. Oh my gosh!
So now, does this stay like that?
I don't know.
Because I don't know.
You might as well make it permanent
all day. Because if you couldn't get someone to make it a holiday, work your magic.
Oh my goodness!
No, that'll be that could be a good thing and a bad thing. Because now if you do something stupid on Sunday, you got to wait an extra day for the courts to be open before you can see the judge.
That's fair. But never mind. I ain't gonna say I ain't get myself in trouble.
Well, hey, we got people for that too here in Vegas, man. So we got you covered all the way around, man.
Yeah.
Well, good stuff, man. Well, I know the last thing I want to say is, wow, it is exciting, for it to come to our city. It is a little taxing on the people that live in the said city.
1,000%.
Without getting myself in trouble as well. Just, the last time it was here, working, supporting, I'll just say supporting the NFL as it was in Las Vegas. It wasn't as enjoyable when you were really working. And, everybody's coming in and they know you're here at the city, so they want to hit you up. So it just makes for really early mornings, very long days, and very late nights. So,
and maybe people have already seen this that have been listeners are digesters of our shows, but I sometimes have a lazy eye, but it only pops up during certain times. And so as soon as you mentioned Super Bowl coming up, I've been looking at it the whole time. My eye been twitching, so you already know what time it is.
Absolutely, man. Well, hey, listen. So bear with us if you come in the town. Me and MH would love to get drinks with you. Love to kind of show you around, but it may be adapt and keep it moving.
It's probably gonna be that.
That's what's up, man. Hey, man, you got anything else for the people before we get out of here?
Nah, all good, bro.
Awesome, man. Well, hey, thank you for listening. Welcome and continue to enjoy and pour into the sports and entertainment capital world here in Las Vegas. As we continue to keep doing things, we hope to see you at any one of the numerous events that we got going on, and we continue to try to do better. Like always, man, we drop a new episode every Thursday, so hopefully you have already subscribed, liked, or definitely sent a comment on the show. Follow us on all of our major platforms. You can find us anywhere where there is social and media happening. So jump on that. And like we always say, please follow us on YouTube because visual representation matters. And as always, please stay safe, practice gratitude, and know we're rooting for you.
Screaming, all us blacks got is sports and entertainment until we even.
Assuming I'm rooting for everybody that's black. Yeah. Yeah. Assuming I'm rooting for everybody that's black. Yo. Assuming I'm rooting for everybody that's black. Spent about 2 racks on handmade new rags. Assuming I'm rooting for everybody that's black. That's everybody from sports to college class to rap.